Hey guys, it's Tommy here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 4 of FUNFAIR Frenzy. Bit of a kind of bits and bobs episode this. Lots of different things going off, lots of different things happening. First thing I wanted to do was put in this Dodgems ride. Dodgems obviously a classic FUNFAIR attraction. Go to any travelling carnival and FUNFAIR and it's something you'll definitely come across. And you can all, you sometimes do find them in, fixed as a main attraction in just a standard theme park. So it's definitely a ride I wanted to put in here. Just playing around with the colours here. What I did want to do was I wanted to put a sort of roof or building over the queue line. It's something I've seen in parks when I've done the park reviews, and it's just something I wanted a bit of a play around with. I thought this sort of this metal walkway style roof kind of fitted in with the car theme that we've got going on. So yeah, I figured this was one of the best style roofs to go for this section, and didn't do anything too crazy. It just went in with that and put in these metal supports. And although it's not going OTT on the theming, it just makes the queue line that little bit more interesting, gives it a little bit more decoration. And as I say, with this park, we are keeping it simple. We are keeping it, as a typical British theme park, FUNFAIR / carnival style park. So that's the style I've gone with, and I am pleased with how this makes the entrance look. I think it does add to the side, and just rather than the guests stood out in the open, really, it's just a different type of theming. I thought I'd change the colours on the roof of the Dodgems there to kind of match the roof. What I wanted to do was have the main path circling around the Dodgems here. So that's just what I started to do at this point. I didn't want to have. I know in my previous series I had one large path going all the way around the park in like a big circle, and then just like small sections off. I wanted to have different routes for the guests to go here. And although we have the main path going one way here, I want to kind of branch out so there is multiple routes to get around the park. Just thought I'd put these cars there as decorations, just to kind of. I know they're not quite the same vehicle as the Dodgems, but it's I just thought I'd stick with the car style theme, and then with the exit, I just wanted the same style roof as what I've got on the entrance, just for a bit of continuity, really. And yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with how they look. You can go even more with the theming for these Dodgems, or you can go even less. And it's not something that you need to be theming as much, because it already comes with its own roof covering, roof pattern and style. So it's not something you need to theme. But I just thought this effect looked quite nice. And then what I wanted to do was just place a few of these sort of vending machines and snack machines around the edge, just to offer that bit more. As I say, with this park, we're basing it less on the attractions and more on the overall experience of a park. So a lot of it is going to be about providing sort of services for the guests in terms of food, drink, toilets, etc. So that's the sort of aim here. So once I'd finished the Dodgems, then just had a quick look through. I wanted to start building another building to kind of house a few of these food and drink outlets. Obviously, we had the small one near the flat ride at the start of the park, but I wanted to expand and offer a bit more on this building, which is what, as you can see, the size of it here. It is quite a large building. Now, most of this is going to be for show. It's not going to contain an awful lot. It's just going to contain some stalls for around the edge of the path. So it's a lot of it is just for show. Now again, because we're sticking with the British theme, I'm just going for a brickwork building, just as a way to house something within it, and to just show off a bit of a bit of decoration, because I feel as though you can put buildings and facades in just for show. They don't have to have a major purpose. They don't have to, they can be there just for decoration, and it makes everything it makes everything seem a lot nicer, rather than just having, you know, really small outlet buildings. One of the things I wanted to do here, I just took off the ridge roofing at the front, just because it wasn't quite symmetrical and it was really affecting my OCD. So yeah, I took that out and finished off the roof like so. So yeah, that's all I really wanted from the building. Nothing, as I say, nothing too major. So here we're just putting the just putting the shops in now, and now that we've got the facade panels out, so we can so we know that where they're sort of placing along the edge of the path, and yeah, just making sure that they all attach. This one for some reason wasn't wanting to auto join onto the path, so just had to make a few amendments there just so just that it would fit round. Luckily the rest of them do, so I didn't have to struggle with that one. And then it's just a case of putting the facade back on and blending it in. Again, I could have gone with massive signage for each of the different stores. What I decided to do in the end was go for this sort of basic signage. So rather than having the name of the shop, just having having symbols for what they sell. And then around the side here we've got a couple of store signs. And then because of the building we've put in, I decided to make the building look realistic, even though again it is just a facade. So just went round and put the windows on like so, and then it's just a case here of fitting in the brickwork in these gaps. I was debating putting this style, this sizing, but again figured that going for the bigger pieces here would fit better and easier for me. So yeah, I just had to fill the small gap between. Obviously we don't have any leaks if the weather turns going into the building, and then it's just a case of just copying that over for the 4 different panels there, and that is that building complete. Now what I decided to do at this point was just kind of take the path round, so I had a rough idea as to where this path would be leading. As I say, I don't want one path leading all the way around, so this one will go underneath and there'll be a path going all the way around the other end of the roller coaster, so guests can walk as and where they need to. At this point I was kind of scanning for the next sort of flat ride. I was debating what to put in. There was one of these Insanities, one of these inverted rides, which is similar to Submission, which was a former Alton Towers flat ride. But in the end I was kind of picking and choosing, see what I liked in this sort of area. Opted for this Centrum ride, which again, classic travelling fair ride, and I thought sitting on the corner just here wasn't going to go too crazy with the kind of footprint that it was set on. I wanted it to kind of sit in the corner. Again, I'll be using the trees to sort of hide it and tuck it in so that it's not massively on show and doesn't stand out. And yeah, as I say, I'll be using the trees there just to blend it in and give it a bit of scenery, a bit of decoration. So yeah, we've got some of these ash trees going in, followed by a few birch trees, just to add a bit of colour and a bit of decoration to it. Doesn't need to have much more around it. Just next to this will be the final part of this episode, final bit of construction. I wanted another sort of food outlet, another food court area. I know we've got the one on the opposite side, but it doesn't have many shops with it, and also doesn't have a toilet block, etc. With facilities. So that was the aim for this one. So rather than going for the circular shape that I went for previously, I've gone for sort of like a square courtyard. And then what I'll do is I'll have a sort of L-shaped building going around the edge of this area, just to, as I say, offer guests an area to go to, and it's also a way to get the guests out of the main path area. If you start putting shops along the main path, the guests start to queue up and sort of block and cause a bit of traffic, kind of blocking up the main path. So it's always useful to try, and if you are going to put in an area with lots of different popular shops, to have them set, even if it's just slightly off the main path, so that when the guests are queuing, if you are operating at maximum capacity, then it just stops them blocking up the route through. Wanted to just have a bit of an outdoor section for the bins, etc. at the back. I mean, it will be undercover, but it's, when I say outdoor, I mean outside of the main building, just as a separate area, just to have a bit more realism, really, going in there. But again, it will all be undercover. I was having a bit of difficulty lining up the path for this little window here, so in the end, decided to fill that in. And I was going to have the toilets there, but again, I felt like having the toilets right next to where you buy your food and drink from. I mean, literally right next to it. Didn't really sit well with me. So in the end, I put a staff building there and the toilets along the edge. And I will eventually, not in this episode, as I move on, I'll have a small path going down there so that staff and guests can go down there to go and use those facilities where they're not sort of interfering with the food and drink elsewhere in this area. But other than that, yeah, this is pretty much the last bits and bobs for this episode. Nothing fancy on the roof, but again, from guest level, you know, you're not gonna see that much. You're only gonna see this if you're on the Ferris wheel, you know, in all honesty. So yeah, nothing too fancy going off on the roof. I just wanted a flat roof essentially. I thought I'd call this area Frenzy Square. And that is it for this episode. So yeah, if you did enjoy that, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Plenty more episodes coming up. And yeah, I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.